Avatar changed our cinematic experience forever. You think you're the biggest Avatar fan in the world, so let's check that out. Grab a pen and a piece of paper and count your correct answers. We'll start out easy. How did Jake Sully end up in the Pandora program? A. He applied and finally got called. B. He met some guys on the street that thought he had what it took to survive on the planet. Or C. He replaced his twin brother, Thomas Sully. It's the letter C, duh. You know what they say, when one door closes, another one opens. Jake got a new lease on life, even though he had no idea about that when he said yes. Pandora is located in a galaxy far, far away from Earth. How long did it take for Earthlings to arrive at the other blue planet? A. 11 years, 2 months, and 55 days. B. 7 months and 26 days. C. 5 years, 9 months, and 22 days. If you chose the letter C, then you chose correctly. Jake and a team of scientists and other Marines slept for almost 6 years in cryogenic technology, which is when they freeze people so that they don't age and don't even feel like they're sleeping at all. Ah, the world of Pandora, the host planet of the species of humanoid life that are called A. the Wavi, B. the Pevi, or C. the Navi. It's the Na'vi, of course, and they are divided into several different tribes. The tribe we get to know more about in the movie is called the Omaticaya tribe. Early on in the movie, we see Jake try out his avatar. He steps out into the Pandoran wilderness with Dr. Grace Augustine and Norm to try and look for some samples. Right there, Jake is surprised by a scary specimen of Pandora wildlife. What's the name of the animal that runs after him? Viper wolf, Thanator, mountain banshee. Did you say Thanator? Then you got it right. This carnivorous animal is believed to be the apex predator of Pandora. In Na'vi, its name means dry mouth bringer of fear. Yikes! Poor Jake. Later in the movie, we're introduced to Pandora's floating mountains. These mountains are also known as the Sightseeing Mountains, the Hallelujah Mountains, the Sacred Mountains. You bet the correct answer is the letter B. The Hallelujah Mountains sure are a sight. We're told that they float due to the high amount of unobtainium buried in the solid of Pandora. And if you remember the plot, you'll know that this mineral is the entire reason why humans went to Pandora in the first place. This one proves you are really paying attention. How many times did Neytiri save Jake Sully from the dangers of Pandora? Once. Twice. 3 times. 4 times. Fourth time's a charm. You know, in classic fairy tales, it's usually the guy that saves the girl. But not in Pandora. Neytiri is powerful and skillful, and she knew her way around the forest better than Jake. He did come through, though. Which of these is not a Na'vi word? Omaticaya, Ewa, Ikran, Primrose. What on earth is Primrose? It surely doesn't belong in this fictional universe. According to the story, Neytiri told Jake only those who can fly a certain predator have the power to unite all the tribes of Pandora. What is the name of this predator? Torak, Torub, Able Rider. It's the first option. Torak, which translates to the last shadow, is considered one of the most powerful animals for the Na'vi. A fighter that can fly this animal is recognized as Torak Makto. I bet you probably got all these questions right, didn't you? They were too easy. Let's up the level. James Cameron, the writer and director of Avatar, had to shelve the movie for a long time because no studio would fund it when he first pitched the idea. Which year did Cameron first pitch the movie? 1989, 1999, 2005. James Cameron had the idea for Avatar in 1999, but the CGI effects he wanted for the movie would sum up a budget of $400 million, and no studio wanted to fund it. He finally got accepted a few years later, and even so, the movie took 4 years to make, from pre to post-production. Pandora Wildlife is full of bioluminescent fauna and flora that make you feel like on the inside of a dream. There's one place in the world where you can get a similar feeling. Which country is it located in? Ecuador, Namibia, New Zealand. It's in New Zealand, of course. New Zealand is home to caves that host glowworms. They are a bioluminescent species that sparkle with a blue color. If you're lucky to get a tour down there, you'll feel like you're wandering around the damp forests of Pandora. Before filming, James Cameron took his cast to a place where they could experience a real-life tropical forest. Where did they travel to? Hawaii, Bora Bora, the Amazon forest. The director took Avatar actors on a trip to Hawaii. As there would be no real-life forest during the production of the movie, he wanted actors to feel and remember the sensations of being in a live forest. They would spend the day hiking and learning how to interact with the dense nature. Let's head to the true or false section of this quiz. The Na'vi language is a real language that exists in New Zealand. Is this true or false? This is completely false. The Na'vi language was created exclusively for the movie Avatar. James Cameron hired linguist Paul Frommer to construct a language that would be easy for actors to pronounce, but would not resemble any human language. Frommer created about 1,000 words for the cast to speak. James Cameron is a deep-sea aficionado. He dived over 10 times to the bottom of the ocean where the Titanic wreck is located. True or false? This is true. Cameron has said in several interviews that he's addicted to the bottom of the sea and that he accepted to direct Titanic in order to afford more submersible visits to the bottom of the ocean. James Cameron chose a plant-based menu for everyone at the set of Avatar 1. True or false? This is true. The filmmaker is a vegan, and he made sure that all the food on set was vegan too. Yummy! The image of the avatars was based on a dream that the director had when he was younger. True or false? False. It was actually based on a dream that his mother had of a 12-foot-tall, blue woman. Cameron used this as an idea to build the Avatar characters. The first Avatar movie reached a box office success of $1 billion. Is this true or false? This is so true. Avatar 1 was such a commercial success that it's kind of shocking. Not even James Cameron suspected the public would react so well. It ran for over 230 days in cinemas, and it generated over $2 billion from international markets during its initial theatrical run. For the final round, let's get down to the basics of Avatar 2, The Way of the Water. I promise there'll be no spoilers. Kate Winslet is reunited with director James Cameron after their big success, Titanic. During the filming of Avatar, the actress found herself having to act underwater for most of the movie. And she broke Tom Cruise's record for holding her breath underwater for filming the complex takes she needed to film. Can you guess how long she held her breath for? 5 minutes? 7 minutes? 8 minutes? The actress held her breath for 7 minutes while filming Avatar 2. She says a person needed to have a lot of control over their mind in order to stay that long underwater. Phew! Can you imagine? So, how did you do? Are you a native Pandorian yet? Well, see you next time!
That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side. Hazel is a rock climber. She's packing bags for an expedition to Everest. Can you spot any extra items in her suitcase? It's unlikely that you would need these fancy high-heeled shoes in the mountains. Also, this fragile vase is useless on a hike. Hazel orders a taxi to go to the airport. She's using this app. There are 4 free cars in her neighborhood, but only one of them can reach Hazel's home. Can you tell which one? It's the 3rd car. Hazel arrives at the airport. She takes a closer look at her ticket and faints. Can you guess why? The name of the airport on the ticket doesn't match the airport that she's in. Hazel needs to go to the correct airport as quickly as possible. These 2 drivers are eager to give her a ride. Can you tell who will reach the destination faster? Although the second car looks more expensive and chic, it has a flat tire. Therefore, Hazel should choose the first driver. Finally, Hazel boards her flight. She falls asleep right away. She wakes up in a while and realizes that someone has stolen her phone. Hazel questions 3 suspects. Bill says, "I've been watching a movie within the last hour. I didn't look around. Sorry." Kyle says, "I was sleeping too until you woke me up." And Sheila says, "I'm afraid of flying, so I listened to soothing music with my eyes closed." Can you guess who stole Hazel's phone? Nobody. She just dropped it on the floor over here. See? It's dinner time. Kyle offers Hazel his dessert if she succeeds in guessing the date of his birth. Here's a hint. The day before yesterday, Kyle was 22, and next year, Kyle will be 25. Can you help Hazel solve this mystery? Today is the 1st of January, and Kyle's birthday was on the 31st of December. Therefore, Kyle was 22 on December 30th. Then he turned 23 on December 31st. This year, he will turn 24, and the next year, 25. Finally, Hazel lands in Nepal. She enters the baggage claim area and sees 3 odd things right away. Can you see them too? There's a dog in this bag. Animals don't come with regular luggage. This baggage cart lacks all wheels and floats in the air. and these boats are parked outside the window along with the planes. Hazel arrives at the meeting point for climbers at the local restaurant, but there's no one there. The cleaning lady says, "I was busy cleaning the toilet and just got back. I didn't see anyone." The guard says, "Oh yeah, the meeting has been delayed for tomorrow, that's for sure." And the waiter says, "I've been here all the time, and I haven't noticed any crowds of tourists." Who's lying? The guard. See this sign? The meeting takes place on the roof. That's why they didn't see the tourists. On the way to the roof, Hazel sees a woman who's cleaning a window on the 10th floor. Suddenly, she slips and falls. She doesn't have any safety equipment and nothing to soften her fall. But yet, she's not hurt. How can this be? The woman was cleaning the window inside the building. Finally, Hazel meets her group of climbers. But one of these people is an imposter. Can you guess who? This guy has tentacles instead of a hand. He's definitely not from this planet. Hazel goes on an expedition with the group. She stops to take some pictures and gets lost. In a while, Hazel finds 3 roads leading to the next mountain village. But every path hides some adventure. There's a hungry snow leopard walking on the first path. There's a herd of Himalayan yaks on the second path. And Road 3 leads through an avalanche risk area. Any movement can make the snow slide down. Which way is more or less safe? Hazel should choose the second path. Although these yaks look pretty scary, in fact, they're friendly plant eaters. Hazel checks into the local hostel. She leaves her bags in the room and goes to see the sights of the village. After a while, she returns and finds out that someone had stolen her passport. Hazel calls the sheriff and he interrogates 4 suspects. The hotel manager says, "I was dealing with a tourist group that has just arrived. I didn't notice any robbers." The hostel owner says, "I was dealing with a bathroom clog all day." The gardener says, "I didn't enter the hostel. I was watering the roses in the garden." And the cleaner says, "I was too busy feeding fish in the lobby. I didn't notice anything suspicious." Who's lying? The cleaner. Can you see any aquariums in the lobby? Hazel visits a local restaurant. The cook offers her 3 meals to choose from. Can you help her pick the safest option? There's a worm in these instant noodles, and there are too many flies around this rice. It's probably not very fresh. So, Hazel should choose this sandwich. In the village, Hazel meets the local guide, Luke. He offers to show Hazel the shortest way to the top. But first, Hazel has to solve his riddle. Luke and his wife have 7 children. Half of them are sons. How is this possible? Can you help Hazel solve this mystery? They are all sons. Luke and Hazel begin the trip. On the way, he offers Hazel to visit the local magic caves. Hazel agrees, but eventually she gets lost inside one of the caves. She wanders around for a while and finds these 3 tunnels. There's a portal to the sun in the first tunnel. There's a box with an ancient magic gemstone inside the second tunnel. This gemstone curses anyone who sees it. And finally, the third tunnel hides a bunch of poisonous scorpions. Which way should Hazel choose to survive? The second one. The gemstone is locked in the box, so Hazel should just walk by it. Hazel needs to cross this toxic swamp to continue her trip. The only way to do so is to jump from one block to another. Can you help her choose the last stone wisely? Each block has a particular number: 1, 5, 9, 13, 17, and 21. This sequence is formed by adding the number 4. Therefore, the remaining block should be 25, not 27. Hazel continues her journey and finds this weird sign engraved on a rock. Can you help her crack the meaning of this code? The arrow is pointing to the right. The message is mirrored. If the POT is on the right, it means that the TOP, or top, is on the left. Now Hazel knows the right direction. It's getting really cloudy. It'll rain soon. Hazel decides to hide in one of these 3 caves and have some lunch. Can you help her pick the safest place to stay? Take a look at the tracks. The first cave is probably home to a family of bears. Mother bears can get furious when it comes to their cub protection. As for the second cave, it's obvious that a human being has entered it and come back out, which is encouraging. And now, let's take a look at the third cave. A human entered it but never came out. Therefore, Hazel should choose the second cave. Finally, Hazel reaches the top of the mountain. Suddenly, a kind wizard pops out of nowhere and greets her. He suggests Hazel relocate to a hidden magic world. He says, "I'll show you the gates if you solve my riddle. So listen carefully. I'm very fragile, and even just saying my name could break me. What am I?" Any ideas what it might be? The correct answer is silence. The wizard chose Hazel the gates. There are 3 doors, but only one of them leads to the magic world. Can you help Hazel figure this out? Only the second path leads to the final destination. Bye-bye! That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side.